and go to game number 3 here, and we'll see if Fnatic can figure out a way to stop the Leftovers, who are currently up 2-0. The Leftovers, I think Bad Benny actually said it best on Twitter earlier. He said, it is disgusting, the synergy that Leftovers have been able to achieve. They work together so well, and they find those fights in the late game that just give them that game-winning edge.
I'm really torn on the series, and I have been for a long time, and we saw the same sentiment mirrored by basically everyone who went to Twitter and tweeted about the series. It's like, who do you want to win? It's not only who do you feel deserves the win here, it's like, who do you feel would be the best representation for Europe at BlizzCon?
Who gives us the best chance to win with our 3 teams?
Exactly. It's like, if you're looking at it from a regional perspective, which team do you think could go the farthest in the BlizzCon environment? And I'm going to be honest, I feel both teams can win the series, but then when I think about BlizzCon, in my head, there's still this experience advantage that Fnatic has, even with Last Hope on their team, who didn't have the chance to go to offline events yet, that well, I would give them, a bit of an edge over Leftovers. But the more I see from Leftovers and how they present themselves here, I'm like, really? I'm not quite sure if that holds true anymore, It's just such a tough decision to make, but of course, it's not even up to, it's obviously not up to us. And at this point, Leftovers make the best case for themselves to be at BlizzCon. They have played such a fantastic series. Fnatic had great games. You can argue if those games ended in a throw or if Leftovers just power spiked and then knew exactly when to fight. That's up for discussion, I suppose. But it's still the Leftovers at the end of the day. Take those victories, and that's all that matters. Nobody cares how well you played. It's did you win the game or did you not win the game? That's what matters in the end.
Results are all that matters, and Fnatic has to prove some results now. They move immediately into a Tyrande. I do wonder what they're going to be playing here on Infernal Shrines. Do we go back to the heroes that they were showing off a lot in the last few weeks? At Junkrat, I'm still missing that from Mana. I feel like he delivers on that character, and that would help him here on Infernal Shrines.
Now I can already tell you that Fnatic, this is another map where they have, they thought about like, okay, what can we do here? Because this is one of the maps where you oftentimes see, and whoa, they actually pull it off.
Whoa.
All right, early on, Tychus already being dropped here. I can already tell that draft has the potential to go wild. But yeah, Diablo and Deckard Cain, they give that up again. And we come back to what we said in game number 1. They are willing to give those 2 up. They're saying, we have seen what you can do with it. We know how strong you are. Those are your priority picks. And this is what you want to do. And I can tell you right now, this is how they wanted to start into Infernal Shrines. They said, I talked to them a lot about this, and they said, we are going to give them that Diablo and Deckard in the first rotation. We know they want that.
Yeah.
And then we can get our picks on the 2-3. It's just how do you go from there? It's the foundation they wanted. They wanted the Tyrande, they wanted the Garrosh again. And they got both of them on this map. And now the question just is, where do they go from here? The Tychus alone already, the immediate, hey Diablo, have fun with that.
Yeah.
And last game, Breeze creating those opportunities, flipping them in the stun on Smexy. If you have the 2 trades coming in from Tyrande and from Tychus, you can burst that beast down.
It compounds what we already saw in game number 2. Certainly here, it's just a matter of will they have enough to be able to completely round out this draft to be able to grab these shrines and, of course, take advantage of picking up those Diablos. That's what Leftovers did. There was many moments where Diablo got picked off in BOE, but the 4-man was still able to move forward and find a couple of picks. They need to find some heroes that can stop that from happening, and oh boy, Fnatic is very committed to this. They move into a Sylvanas for their 5th pick and a Leo.
Yep. As I said, could get wild. All right, how do the Leftovers react? We're going to talk about the draft in a moment, don't worry. But let's see what the Leftovers are going to do to respond to this. They have the last pick. Hanzo. All right, so for Fnatic, there's a couple of aspects that this draft provides you with. Now, first of all, if you take the objective, obviously, you have the additional push power to Sylvanas. Sure. That can be absolutely fantastic for you since you can gain momentum. Fnatic is, sorry, not Fnatic, but Sylvanas is oftentimes a hero that helps you to win the game more decisively. She has troubles when she's falling behind, but if you're winning the game, she helps you to accelerate that process and win the game even faster. So this is one of those setups where you can play it from a couple of different perspectives too. You have a strong team fight already, but you also have now a setup where, especially around the first Immortals, you have 2 heroes that have absolutely fantastic wave clear and that you can split off. You can split Leoric and Sylvanas on separate lanes, and then with the rest of the team, you have a very, very strong 3-man. That 3-man with Breeze, Tychus, and Tyrande is terrifying.
If they have a number advantage, they win.
Like, not even that. If it's a 3 versus 3, for example, Leftovers would split to meet the Soul. and go into a 3-man themselves. If you go up in a 3 versus 3 against Tyrande, against Garrosh, and against Tychus, that is terrifying.
Yeah.
For the reasons that we mentioned earlier. If you go on any hero, meaning a Diablo or anyone else, it doesn't really matter, and you start flipping him in, you create the opportunity with Blaze, he gets the first stun in, and then just everybody has to be on the same page. Immediately the minigun comes through, immediately we see the Hunter's Mark, and you can burn anyone down. So that's a huge part of the strategy. We're going to see if that's going to work out. Main for Fnatic, they're down 0-2. He's playing Sylvanas again. Breeze for the second time in a row on Garrosh. Shrimpy on Tychus. Smexy on Tyrande. And last hope in the potentially last game of this series on Leoric.
On the right side, hoping to clear this out with a 3-0 on fire lately. DAB on Hanzo, Polyboss on Blaze, Mopsy on Diablo, Blakitney on Junkrat, and Linked on Deckard. It is the leftovers.
They have their priority picks again. Fnatic was willing to give them over. They were said, like, we don't care. We prepared for this. We can beat you. And it comes down to the way you approach this game. Fnatic is 0-2, but both games were close. Both games they could have arguably won. Can they really keep the strength to say, guys, this isn't over. We need to win 3 in a row, but we're absolutely capable of doing it.
What I'm curious about is what happens for this composition for Fnatic if they are forced to use Odin defensively all the time, if they can't win any shrine phases, right? Do they have a decent amount of damage available, / control available, to stop leftovers from being able to push forward and just slowly whittle them down on the map?
I feel like the biggest aspect is that they, with this draft, want to make sure that the leftovers have to follow their lead, similar to what they did in game number 1.
Sure.
I think that's a huge part of it. Sylvanas needs to be in a position where she can force the opponent to react. You don't want to be in a reactive stance with her if you can avoid it. She's a hero that accelerates victories, that make your advantages grow even further. And I feel it starts really mostly with the second objective, but even as the first one, we can already see the setup that I've been mentioning a bit earlier, where you have split pushes on separate lanes, and you're trying to force a fight around the shrine in a very small 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4 setup.
For now, leftovers play safe. You see Diablo constantly being in the bushes. See a quick rotation from Last Hope here. We'll look at some damage in as we build up that redemption stack there for level 1.
Was a cool move though, interrupting the rotation of Leoric to the top lane, stopping him before that, putting a bit of extra damage out. Didn't really have a huge impact since Leoric is on the lane in time and could also drain Diablo himself, but it's still a pretty cool move to be made by the leftovers.
And it is. We're building towards that level 4 right now. Both teams moving towards it. Easy clear setup here for leftovers. They're trying to help bolster out these mercenary camps that are pushing in, even bringing the party boss down here in the middle to clear that out. This allows for rotations to be a bit safer for leftovers, and also they can be a bit more aggressive towards mercenary camps or someone that might be lingering a bit behind. Right now they go for the former of the options as they jump on the mercenary camps.
Leftovers are an emotional team, and you know that at this point adrenaline is pumping, and they really believe in themselves here, and they have every reason to. The way they've been playing so far was fantastic. But here comes the talent on level 4, and we have In the Rhythm taken by Shrimpy. He wants to get the most out of the minigun here, not going for the bigger they are, instead trying to get the increased duration, and that's something that will ramp up towards the late game. Also, Hanzo.
Have that available? Yeah, moving into the Redemption Explosive Arrow from Hanzo. This is something we've seen from DAB on both Sky at Foundry. It's actually pulling it out here on Infernal Shrines. Typically on Battlegrounds that you have objective fights that last a decent amount of time. You can get that finished up, and once you do, man, your damage output will go up pretty dramatically, and will help him deal with Garrosh in the front line, who typically already has a hard time with Hanzo if he can't land those Groundbreakers.
All right, now we're going into the first objective, and this is really where I want to see how Fnatic approaches. Are they going to 3-man the middle, or are they pulling a 4th hero in? And currently we have Breeze, Snexy, and Shrimpy around. Leoric is at the top side. Tyrande still looking for that follow-up, but now Mane making his way over here as well. Junkrat has pushed out the bot lane and is now on his way to. They are 5-manning it completely in the middle right now. Switching things up a bit, pushing that out, but they have a slight lead already in the objectives here. No level 7s yet, no 10s either, so there's not a chance to go into Odin. Fnatic is seemingly very determined to make sure that they get maybe even a kill here. They go for Blaze, but Polyboss is alive for now. Mobster goes in though, and they're aiming for Shrimpy again.
Shrimpy's low with the grenade, be able to connect. The grenades connect with the help of Hanzo too. DAB comes in and gets that kill. 5v4 for the leftovers. There is a slight lead for Fnatic, 21-18 on the minion control, but the moment they lose Tychus, they immediately back up. That is their burner. That's who destroys the front line, whoever gets pulled in.
Leftover, if you haven't been a Leftover fan before today, and you're not becoming one today either, then I really can't help you. This team is absolutely mind-blowing. Again, they are the ones who are reacting. Fnatic makes the move with Garrosh, and then Leftovers, they go in, they find Shrimpy, and they take him down. Fantastic play by them. 2-0 in the series, 1-0 kills now in this one. First Immortal, first Punisher is not going to do too much, but Leftovers already showcasing that they are willing to fight for everything here.
It's certainly a victory in itself just to grab that Immortal, or that Punisher, take it away from your opponent who has a Sylvanas composition. If somehow Fnatic had won that and had all 5 members up, you have to be worried about a turret push or a 4 even falling, and that means that experience can stay normal for the Leftovers down thanks to them grabbing themselves, and then continue to play a traditional game and build towards that level 10.
Nearly the same experience. Again, Punisher #1 is not going to give you too much in the game. But it's giving them a slight lead in structures. That's definitely true. But still, eye-level game here from both teams. Shrimpy needs to be careful. His level 10, though, is going to be such a huge game changer. And later on, he has so many tools that he can use to really be a lot more tanky around his level 13, of course, as well. Currently 8 stacks for him on In the Rhythm. We're seeing 11 globes by him collected for his level 1 talent. 80 stacks on Diablo for the Soul, so he's starting to become really beefy here.
Leftovers seem to be wanting to brawl, actually. If you've noticed, they keep rotating Bodybot from the top lane in the middle after they grab Mercenary Camps, trying to find someone that might be overstepping to defend that. So far, Fnatic has not bitten there, but that's gotten Leoric into a spot where he's gotten a wave or two additionally over Leftovers, and that means we have a slight experience lead for Fnatic, despite the damage done in the middle lane.
Fnatic has to prove here, if they want to go to BlizzCon, that they can come back in a series. That in such an important game where everything is on the line, where emotions are flying high and the adrenaline is pumping, they are still calm and collected and can bring it back. If they accomplish that, then they deserve to be the team to go to BlizzCon. But if not, then the Leftovers, by no question, are definitely a great representation for Europe, and they're currently doing everything they can to be that team. But Mopsio might find himself in trouble here, and he goes down as Fnatic executes the combo that they've been aiming for. The answer to Diablo on their part, it is that lockdown against Diablo, that burst damage through Tyrande, through Tychus, and it's what they're pulling off, even without the taunt being available for Garrosh.
Mopsio was hoping that maybe he could turn that fight around, moved up and tried to get an overpower, but got killed off too quickly for that to happen. Fnatic now with his level 10 leads, they go for a push in the middle, they go for a mind control into a combo, and DAB gets taken out. Fnatic finding kills just like they did in game 1 and game number 2.
Wasn't that Hanzo?
What's Hanzo?
Joke had
completely flown over.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was doing a 90-degree dab.
All right. I hate you so much. Level lead for Fnatic, but what a great kill again. The mind control is definitely a bit of a game changer here, and it's something that most teams don't encounter too often. So right now, the Leftovers, they know they have to be careful whenever Sylvanas is close. And the entire setup that we saw just basically hinged on the kill against Diablo. Diablo was down, he was back, so all of a sudden, Fnatic 4-mans the middle. They have Sylvanas, and they know when they have a numeric advantage on the map with Sylvanas, they can push. They did that. Leftovers were trying to somehow defend here, but then the mind control into the immediate stun of Tyrande allows for a second kill. Now Fnatic has to lead in experience, but it's again about the objective here. Who's going to be able to take it? Is Fnatic going to be successful, or will the Leftovers claim it? Again, the stun setup, the taunt against Mopsio, and he's on full stacks, but he might still fall here. Barely able to walk away.
Link just providing the potions the right time. Bodybot still has a bunker too if they want to step up and try to look at grabbing this Punisher. There is that lead for Fnatic though, 9-1. Finally, Leftovers step up as they took up. Mopsio once again gets tossed over. There's going to be the mind control. The Luna Flare will connect, but here comes the Riptire from the Leftovers.
Mopsio has Devil's Due on level 1, and that talent is doing so much work for him right now. With twice, he was nearly bursted down to death, and he's already at full HP again. Having that tap at the fountain and those regeneration globes with the Devil's Due and a fully stacked Diablo is fantastic. Leftovers with a deep dive after Mana, but Mopsio this time finds himself in the turret range. He's getting isolated. He goes down, and Fnatic looks for kill number 2.
Mana with the bait there on Diablo, making him go too far into enemy territory. Fnatic chasing down the Leftovers. That's going to be 2 kills. They're looking for a third. Diablo on his way back soon. There goes Link finally falling, and Fnatic should be able to get this Arcane Punisher.
Fnatic mad in this team fight. But still, 2 attempts to take Diablo down. 2 attempts that failed. And that could have been the downfall of Fnatic here. With Mobsio every single time being at full HP within seconds, thanks to his level 1 talent, thanks to the Devil's Due, that was definitely a big risk. But then he tried to dive in. It was actually Mena who more or less baited him in through the wave, the Haunted Wave. Pushed Mena back, he jumped out, and Diablo followed all the way and was way too far out as a result, and Fnatic could finally take down the Lord of Terror.
No way Link should have gotten over to save him in time. Didn't have the bunker nearby, and that's why Fnatic is now getting this top lane pushed in. They're actually wanting to fight here. They come in the middle and they go for another taunt to engage. Lunar Flare, Body Boss, falls immediately here. Lightning Breath comes out. Big Riptire to connect. But can DAB step up? Can he find anyone to pick off? The shield's coming in for Breeze. It's going to keep him alive while Smexy provides the heals.
And Shrimpy goes in with the damage, getting those stacks for the In the Rhythm as well. Currently sitting at 68 already. But having more and more damage coming out from Tychus as the game progresses through the trade. But of course, all that damage output that we're seeing on the side of Tyrande as well, just adding to the threat potential that Fnatic's composition poses onto the leftovers. 14 versus 12. Fnatic opening up the map. The leftovers down 6 kills in this game. 7 against 1 in favor of Fnatic. But we've all seen these late game engages by the leftovers. You can never count them out.
And you gotta be cautious too. You have to keep an eye out for Hanzo with his Dragon Zero and Blakidney with the Riptire. That has been the answer for the leftovers. Whenever they see a target being tossed in, if they can be on point with their counter engaged, they can stop Diablo from being bursted down, or even Boss there who got locked up. So far, they haven't had as much success as they would like, but you can see they have a thought process behind it. Can they deliver in time, or will Fnatic be quicker to the punch?
13 is so important right now for Fnatic though. The Will of the Forsaken alone is such a fantastic talent for Mena whenever the engage comes on the other side. The Neo Steel coding that we are having for Tychus is going to make it so much easier for Shrimpy. He was a huge target for Diablo the entire game, but now with Neo Steel coding, it's going to be tough. Here comes the immediate arrow. Mena gets blown up. What a fantastic reaction by the leftovers. Mena sneaking in from the side, getting in range for the mind control, using it on Diablo, and leftovers not even thinking about saving Diablo. Immediately turning their attention onto Mena instead. The Riptire after the arrow, the insta-kill against Mena, and Sylvanas down. Completely blown apart. What a beautiful move.
Leftovers finally showing off that combo they've been trying to pull off a couple of times. That one kill does for Leftover to try and close that gap in experience. Fnatic will hit level 16, but Sylvanas will be up in about 8 seconds. So Leftovers are trying to find another pick. They move in straight for Breeze. Breeze takes some damage, but it's Diablo the one who pays as Shwimpy steps up and drops that minigun once again. Junkrat now on cleanup duty as he tries to find as much experience as he can before this next shrine spawns, but Fnatic should have a lead heading into that.
Yeah, they have the 2-level lead. They still have the talent advantage. The kill against Sylvanas was great, but at the same time, it didn't really give too much to the leftovers. They mitigated the threat potential of Fnatic during this phase of the game, but for the next objective, the situation should not have changed through it. Fnatic moved away. They only lost Sylvanas, nothing else. Cooldowns were exchanged way before the objective is announced, so they will be ready for both teams again. But Fnatic already prepping the mid lane here, getting a bit more damage onto that fort, just a tiny amount, and are trying to use that Khazra cam to maybe even take down the structure entirely.
Oh, now I think about it, it's such a difficult situation for the leftovers. For them to have the response they're looking for that mind control, they need the Dragon Zero and the Riptire.
Yeah.
But Junkrat's the one that you want to have go soak and get 16, so if you don't have that Riptire available, suddenly Fnatic just is able to push how they would like. So now leftovers can't get that experience back and can't kill Junkrat off because of the threat that Fnatic provides.
Even in that 5-man push in the mid lane, you know you're in trouble because that mind control is there. So you're like, well, we can't really move anyone except for Diablo in range.
Yeah.
Because if they hit that mind control on anyone else, we somehow need to interrupt Sylvanas. If someone is shielding her, we might lose a hero here. And now we're heading into the next shrine, and it's in that mid lane. Heavy push through the bottom of the map. Leftovers basically just saying, okay, boys, we need to find some experience. But look where Fnatic positions themselves. They're actually saying, guys, if you start pushing, we take your keep.
Yeah.
We have Sylvanas, you can't outpush us. This is not going to happen. And leftovers are moving away. Half a level. And this is where Fnatic is going to take the lead. They should be able to get a Punisher here, especially with Odin available on that Tychus.
Leftovers thinking about contesting though. You have Mobsio immediately up here on the top right corner playing that bodyguard that Diablo usually pulls off so well. Fnatic during this entire duration though can't afford to play it slow with that camp pushing in the top right corner going towards the keep. Really risky situation for the leftovers, but they feel like they have to fight here.
Here comes the first stun. Breeze also looking for a move. Here comes the attack against Last Hope, though. And then Riptire moving in again, getting decent damage off. But was it enough? Here comes the mind control. Mene isolating Hanzo. DAB is low. Shrimpy as well, but he's able to be pushed out by Garrosh as he pops the Odin, and they are re-engaging again.
Linked still has that Lornado too. Quality Boss gets tossed in, but here comes that Lornado. It's going to lock Breeze into a corner with the N2. Mobsteel trying to stay alive, getting hit from the side though. 2-for-1 trade in favor of Fnatic.
Down they go, 2-for-1 trade. Fnatic with the lead, and they're going for that Punisher, and they are grabbing it. Punisher taken. Big push through the top lane. The keep at the top is already gone, and now they are looking for another one in the middle.
Fnatic with this.
That camp did so much work topside throughout all of this.
Taking the keep, and now suddenly catapult pressure is something left have to worry about. Diablo not going to be back about 16 seconds. The tank is missing. But can you have to bait it over and try to jump away? Okay, he gets it. If that Lunar Flare hits.
Yeah, if that stun hits, if that Lunar Flare hits, that's another dead hero. Fnatic with the anger in game number 3. Who the hell do you think you are? We are not going to go down without without winning a single map here. They're moving in again. They're going for that keep. Move away. They look at 20. They're saying we have the top keep, we already are prepping the middle, we're not going to get the keep here, but we are going to prep the bot lane, and then with the next Punisher, if we take it through a level 20 fight, we can end the game.
It's gotten worse too for the leftovers. That front line, that level 16 talent being picked up, Titan Grenade. If you're a tank player, you hate this talent. 5% of your maximum health gets burned down if that grenade connects to you, and its area effect, jeez. Tyke is going to be looking to shred any target that comes in here. Going to be looking for more combos too with that 20 about to pop in too. You'll have that big red button as well, so after you do burn someone down, you can continue to chase down a fight.
13 stacks, by the way, on the level 4 talent for Toronto. 13 times did he connect with a follow-up stun. 85 stacks on the In the Rhythm that we're having here. Breeze hasn't completed his level 1 yet. He's currently looking at 13 stacks. He's missing out on 2, so he got the first reward, but he's still missing out on the second. Very likely to get that for the next few fights. And of course, the big problem here is still that level 20 that is looming as that threat, that Damocles sword over the leftovers. They themselves can still rely on Mobsteel with full souls here, with 100. But Fnatic is looking for more aggression, and they are looking now with a level 20 for more kills. And let's face it, their level 20 is terrifying. Buried,
Entomb.
Buried alive, Dark Lady's Call as well. The 100% movement speed for the duration is great because you can so much faster isolate a target from your opponent's composition and pull it into your own comp to get that kill.
It just speeds up the entire process of killing a target. Suddenly DAB has to have that Hanzo arrow right away. And typically when you have a Dragon's Arrow and you need to be the one that falls up, you want to be able to line it up a little bit, right? And if you have someone running across the map, it's hard to do.
I haven't even mentioned one of the biggest upgrades here on level 20, but of course it's such a given with the big red button on Odin.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing is just insane. And here it comes. They're going for Diablo. The throw, the taunt attempt, but here comes the immediate lightning breath. And look at his HP. He might actually survive through this. This level 1 talent. The Devils do such a fantastic talent for Diablo to keep him survivable. And Breeze is the one to fall. 20, who cares? They're leftovers again with a double kill late in the game.
I simultaneously love and hate the leftovers. I will never win team fights like that. They were ready for it. They put Diablo in a position where it said, Fnatic, look, this is a freebie. Take it. It's a nice tuna sandwich with cheese on top. Do you want this? They went for the Dark's Call and pulled him in.
He pre-tapped.
Yeah, he was ready for it.
He already pre-tapped before it happened. The Devils do it. It's really the talent. You could see his actual hit point pool went down the entire time, and you could see right behind it, hey, he has a second health bar. If we don't kill him right away, he's going to be at full HP in 3 seconds again. It's honestly crazy. And now we're having half a level that the leftovers need for 20. They are not out of this yet. Mene can't die, neither can Shrimpy. They need to be careful. They're trying it again. They're going for the mind control. They're going in. Here comes the stun. The second. Mobsteel!
League
no!
potions.
The owl to the face is Turan that delivers the kill.
And the hit from Leoric as well. Leoric coming back here. So Diablo will be back, but he's going to have 0 souls. The good news for leftovers, they have bought time to get level 20, and they have started to grab as whatever they can on top of the Punisher here. So Vanas and Garrosh are on the way after healing up and tapping, so they will be coming over to fight as well.
Top lane too, under so much pressure. Big red button, popped by Shrimpy. He's had enough, that's for sure. Starting to move in. Here's the throw, the taunt. The stun isn't connecting perfectly, and the bunker comes through. Mexi misses the stun, but Blaze falls regardless, and they're going for it. Here comes Last Hope. The Entomb is back in 2 seconds. He can get the Buried Alive. He will get the Buried Alive. They're dropping Diablo, and they're dropping Hanzo. Goodbye. Stick that bow where the sun doesn't shine. They are dropping him, and that's a triple kill.
The Leftovers actually didn't get level 20 during that entire fight. I thought they would soak off and maybe get one experience in the top, in the middle, somewhere, grab something. They didn't have 20. Or imagine if they had Bottomless Flask there for Blaze to be able to come forward, be able to get those heals coming in. Unfortunately, the Leftovers weren't able to get 20, and Fnatic pounced at the opportune time. They now step forward with a Punisher, with a Sylvanas, with 30 seconds on that clock for Leftovers to have 3 members back, and they push forward looking for a core.
Fnatic goes in. They lost the first one with Sylvanas. Here comes the mind control again, and Junkrat is getting junked. Down he goes. Another kill. 14 kills against 5. Fnatic saying, we are not done with this series. We are not done. You have the lead, but we're not going to make it this easy for you. The core is falling as Fnatic claims victory in the respect on Infernal Shrines and take the first game for themselves in the series.
Fnatic. They made it work. They talked about the preparation, setting up to play against the Leftovers. Game 1 and game number 2, it was on full display, but it did not yield them any results. Here in game number 3, they pull it together and they shut down Mopsy and the crew just enough. But they have to be worried about this Diablo combo that keeps coming out for them. Are they going to keep trying to focus it down, or going forward, will they switch up the drafts a bit? Because while this is very interesting, they're still on the back foot.
Here's my immediate question. Is it too late? Fnatic is playing well. Nobody can doubt that.
Yeah.
Game 1, Game 2, they played a great series, but again, it's about who wins those games, and the Leftovers took that 2-0 lead. Game 3 is looking great. If you're a Fnatic fan, you're looking at this, you're saying, like, finally. But is that too late? They need 2 more wins, and if they just mess up once, Leftovers, we've seen that over and over again, they don't give you a second chance. If you screw up against the Leftovers in the late game, they are going to take everything. And they are walking away with a victory, and that's all that needs to happen here. Fnatic needs to win 2 more in a row, and I do not know if they can do it. I honestly don't know. At this point, it's going to be so tough for them. The Leftovers, they know how to deal with losses.
Yeah.
They lost that map, and they're like, guys, chill. It's fine. We're still in the lead. We just need a good map. We need a good draft. Once that happens, it's ours. It's ours to go to BlizzCon.